we're at an interesting part of where we're at an interesting intersection when it comes to hip hop right now, right? I remember a couple of weeks back when Push was about to drop his album, all of the major outlets were citing the four efforts that were coming, right? You had Push's album, Future's album, Jack Harlow's album, and then ending with Kendrick's album. And I'm sitting here looking at some of the interwoven things. Black Star, which isn't a major, Ransom, which isn't a major. They're kicking the majors' asses right now. Meth Lab, even though it's Method Man, not really a major, not getting major push. You're not seeing him on Hot 97 talking about this. They're talking to Jack Harlow instead of talking to Method Man about his album.
We're gonna
So,
talk about that.
what's that?
We're gonna talk about that dynamic. That
Yeah.
dynamic needs to be addressed. Yeah.
So it's like, it's really, let's just keep it a buck. And, I, respect to all of the MCs and everybody loves hip hop, I'm sure, but this is hip hop versus the machine. It's what it looks like to me.
I
April,
don't
we've seen that.
want to be. I want to be careful and not say that it's like necessarily hip hop against the machine per se, but I will say it is like the artistic integrity of hip hop versus whatever it is that the machine does and disperses to the masses as their formulaic hip hop, so to speak. And there are some positives and negatives to that. I think for those of us with mostly a pure hip hop aesthetic, we think that there's more negatives than positives that come with that. And I think what this climate is doing is reinforcing those feelings that we've all had deep down inside.
Yeah.
Anyway, even when things have been more hit driven, even in those moments, I think core hip hop fans have always felt like there was more negatives than positives from that style and that vein of hip hop dominating.
Right. Okay. I want to clarify slightly because obviously, in this scope of the conversation, Pusha T would be machine, right? Not saying Pusha T's not hip hop or anything, and that's he's had a major push, Coop, and he's on every television, network television interview show possible, talking about coke rap, coke rap, coke rap, coke rap. So I personally feel like if the machine wasn't behind his effort would have sounded different than this. Do you not believe that?
No, I totally agree with that. I mean,
So the
but
machine affects the sound and the sonics, and honestly, even the subject matter to a certain degree.
it does to a degree. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about where there's positives and negatives. It's like, okay, so those things are true. And so you could call those things a detraction. But there's also something wonderful about MC of Pusha T's caliber getting an Arby's commercial and making actual cocaine references in the Arby's commercial. Arby's knowing that the references are being made and being okay with it. You get it? That's a positive.
Is it if the music suffers?
I mean, that's the never-ending conundrum of this
I
because
don't.
well,
I'm
listen.
sorry. I don't know. I don't value the. This is what it is, and I know we've gotten away from this term in hip hop, and I think it might need to be a term to revisit. What exactly is selling out now? And no
Well,
one ever gets called out for selling out anymore. And that used to be a very negative thing to do in hip hop.
okay, so
And we
let's
got away from that term altogether.
no. Okay, so let's. I'm glad that you brought that up. First of all, I wasn't expecting you to go there, but let's bring that up. Okay, let's look at something like this. Clips' exclusive audio footage, which by the way, this doesn't have the funeral on it, and it should. That's got to be some sort of thing with the label.
Hmm.
It came out in 1999. So it's 2022. So that's 23 years that a rapper of Pusha T's caliber has been in the game. Now, is he the rapper? Is he the rapper that he is now in 1999? No. But what I am telling you is that when a rapper like this, of this caliber, doesn't get this type of rollout until this stage of his career, it's not selling out, it's cashing out.
Hmm.
Because he's kind of
So still
earned
saying selling out happens quickly.
more quickly than this because you and I know that he's paid his dues. How many mixtapes has he released? How many albums has he released? How many group projects has he released? How many guest features has he been on? Like he's paid his dues in any way that a MC can pay their dues, and he's paid them through different eras. And that's what I told you. It's like, well, I don't love that he's doing the rollout because much like you, I felt like the rollout and everything that was coming with it was going to compromise the music. And that's why I was saying, no, I don't like it. But when you've been who he has been for as long as he's been to never gotten a rollout like this, that's not selling out, that's cashing out. Now, somebody getting this 2 or 3 years in a run when they're talking the way that he's talking and then maybe doing a rollout like this and then coming and it's like, oh, well, that doesn't sound like the last project. No, that might be a little bit more problematic.
Now, my question would be, what makes this progression and next level when artistically you're taking a step backwards?
Oh, I didn't say it was next level.
Well, what's
Stars
this?
album is next level.